Hello everybody, this is your favorite YouTube troll, the favorite indie developer hater, Zaxtor99. I am evil. I see great indie games like this one, Snowboarding, that just came out a few days ago by a developer in all caps, Infinite Bridge. The all caps obviously shows their skill and their talent at making great indie games, and their 40% off discount shows how generous and loving they are. It shows that they want to put their great games into your hands. And I, as you well know, am just an online hater. I am a hater, and I am jealous of great talented indie developers like this guy. So let's go ahead and blow this indie game up in this video, and we'll be back right after this to blow up this indie masterpiece. Zaxter 99. All right, welcome back, everybody. So, snowboarding is a very familiar looking snowboarding game or asset flip that I have seen before on my channel. If we go to my channel and we simply search the Zaxtor99 and we look up snowboard, let's go ahead and take a look at what we see. Oh, we see M.I.S.S number 145 from 3 months ago, back in February or March, I do see. And wow, the graphics here look very, very familiar to what we're seeing here. As we can see, let's go ahead and take a look at this again. Let's take a look at the familiar mechanics here. Boy, the mountains look the same, the trees look the same. Boy, I think I've covered this one before. Wow, looky here, this doesn't look familiar. 40% discount its first week. We've covered this before as a big red flag that it might be an asset flip. Another thing that's a big asset flip is when you have just two options, play and exit. So this is some of the gameplay from the asset flip that I covered back in February with this review. And let's see what the what the gameplay looks like compared to this game that now launched here in June from a completely different developer. So let's just take a quick look at this, guys. We see exactly what it looked like. See the sky, the mountains. We see the snowboarder here and the mechanics. All right, let's go ahead and get into this game and let's go ahead and play, shall we? I'm already recognizing this exact same map. I'm just saying. Yep, been here, done this before. Simply using the arrow keys and the WASD keys to do flips, left and right to rotate your, your very basic snowboard guy, and trying to get to that end goal there. What an amazing game this is, guys. What an amazing masterpiece this is. All right, guys. This is exactly what we thought it was. An asset flip from the same exact asset kit that we saw before. And Snowboard is a game that took advantage of this asset kit. And this game is also Snowboarding. So we have Snowboard, which I covered 3 months ago, and now we have Snowboarding, both made from this exact same asset kit here. The only difference here is in this one, they've moved the icons around. But it's the exact same freaking shit, right? Exact same controls, exact same graphics, exact same everything, just made from the same asset kit. This is a very lazy, low-effort asset flip made from this kit, and we've covered this before. So let's go ahead and exit the game here, guys. We see Infinite Bridge. We've covered this indie developer before, guys. Back when he first came out, his second game was Infected Town. We see that I covered this 99-cent asset flip. We see that I also covered the asset template that one came from. Toxic Townsman, right? So this developer is just a very cheap asset kit purchaser over on Unity, and he is very good at flipping these games onto Steam. We also covered Beat the Moles. Same thing here. I gave the game a negative review. It was only a third or fourth game. And in my review, I covered that it was an asset flip, as we see here. But Asteroids Belt, same thing. I covered this back when it came out back in late January and covered the asset kit that came from. And that is another free title available on the Unity Asset Store, flipped over into a 99-cent title here on Steam, with like no or minimal changes made except the the name of the game. Asteroid Belt Project became Asteroids Belt here on Steam, etc. So we can see this developer right now is doing nothing but flipping asset kits, very cheap asset kits or free asset kits into asset flips here on Steam. That is why they have so many titles out in such a short period of time. Every one of these titles is an asset flip from the Unity Asset Store. So it is what we thought it was, guys. I am not the big, evil, jealous, YouTube content creator that all these, not that all these, but so many indie developers and fanboys or developers, alternate accounts, whatever they are, try to label me as. I simply tell the truth and expose these asset flippers for the exact corrupt piles of shit that they are. This happens a lot. A lot of times people will flip these asset kits over, just hit export after getting the kit, and they're not complete games. They're base foundations of games. We've covered the same thing before. Again, I go to my games, I defend my own games by saying at least I'm creating games that I enjoy playing. Almost all of my games, I've played 50 to 100 hours. Some of my own games, I've played 400 hours or more, 500 hours or more of actual playtime, such as Rock and Roll. I tell the same thing to you guys out there, to you indie developers, you asset flippers, or whatever. If you're not creating something on Steam that you enjoy playing yourself, why the fuck are you doing it? Well, let's go ahead and take a closer look, guys, and see if we can figure out why this particular asset flipper is doing what he does. So, snowboarding, for example, there is no way this guy's going to pay $100 to put this pile of shit asset flip on Steam. There's no way he's going to make his money back here on Steam. People are going to know that this is a lazy asset flip based on the 40% price tag, based on the minimal gameplay. He's not going to make any money here on Steam. So why is he doing what he does? Well, guys, if we come here and we look for a like a Steam key selling site that bundles Steam keys into packages or sells the keys directly, we see that in a brand new weekly bundle for $1.99, we have 10 games on here. We see that snowboarding is one of those 10 keys. This is exactly why asset flippers do what they do. They know they're going to lose their $100 on Steam. They do this because they sell these keys for a nickel or a dime or 3 cents per key or whatever to key selling websites just like this one. A lot of times they're key selling websites in Russia or overseas. But this is how they make their money back, and sometimes a lot more, is by taking keys that they're supposed to be giving to content creators and giving to people to test the game, and instead they're requesting more keys than they should be requesting, and they're selling them off to websites like this. This is how these asset flippers make a quick buck. No, they're not making a fortune, but if they can take $100 and sell the keys that they get to a few websites and make a $100 or $200 profit, they've made good money for less than an hour's worth of work. Maybe they spend an hour, maybe they spend 2 hours making up the Steam store page. They don't spend much time at all. They just simply buy the asset kit, hit export, and then upload it to Steam. And if they can make, like I say, $100 or $200 in an hour's worth of work, then they consider that good money. That's why you see asset flippers like this with so many goddamn asset flips on Steam, because they want to make as much of that profit, that easy profit, as possible. This I blame on Valve. Valve is continuing to give away far too many keys to asset flipping developers. They are allowing asset flippers to publish way too many games way too quick. They need to start, buckling down on their quality assurance, or at least buckling down on how many keys they're giving away and how many games they allow a particular solo developer to launch in a certain period of time. Maybe Steam should go in and have a rule that a solo indie developer can only put out maybe 4 games a year max, or 2 games a year max. That would definitely ensure the quality of the games would go up, and, you know, limiting how many asset flips some of these asset flippers can put out. But then again, it wouldn't really matter right now with the low quality assurance Steam has, because asset flippers like this guy would just make 20 different accounts and do exactly the same thing, because Steam doesn't give a damn. They don't care if a developer, or they don't watch for an indie developer making 20 different developer names. But that's exactly why we have so many asset flips on Steam. This is exactly why we have 50 game titles coming out every single day on Steam, because I feel like 70-80% of everything that launches on Steam is either hentai shit, asset flips, or quickly made low effort asset mashed togethers that are also complete shit, a lot of times worse in quality than asset flips. It's exhausting, guys, and I do what I do to try to put this information out to you guys, my viewers. Despite the low level of views that I typically get on my videos, I still exhaust myself and spend way too much time putting this out there for the people that do care. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. This has been Zaxtorian. Take care.